Hello and an amazing day, everyone. I'm Rizalyn Kalimlim Rosales from the Faculty of Information and Communication Studies at the University of the Philippines, Open University. Welcome to this segment of Module 15, Producing Radio Spots. Earlier videos introduced what radio spots are, their types, and formats. Today, we'll focus on something equally important: the guidelines for producing spots or plugs. But first, let's answer this question: why are radio spots or plugs important? Earlier presenters have discussed this, but I'll go over something very quickly. So, first of all, radio remains a vital medium, especially in rural and developing areas where internet penetration is quite low. Many communities rely on radio for timely and accurate information. So, by using radio spots or plug, our development communicators can target specific geographic and cultural audiences, producing flexible and localized messaging options. So, the spots and plugs are essential for campaigns in health, agriculture, education, and public service, especially in these kinds of areas, because they reach audience quickly and repeatedly. Speaking of which, the auditory nature of radio creates memorable impressions through sound, tone, and repetitions during listeners' routines. So, radio spots and plugs are cost effective and complement other media forms for integrated campaigns. So, now that we've learned about that, let's go to the key guidelines for producing spots or plugs. First up, you need to define your message clearly. It is important that we identify the main and secondary messages, as well as knowing our target audience. For example, give here an example. Our principal audience are farmers' housewives, and the secondary audience are other housewives, rural members, rural improvement club members. Our main message should be that brown rice is more nutritious than polished white rice, and the secondary message is that much of the vitamins are lost in washing rice. So now that we have all of these, now that we have been able to define our message clearly and identify them, we are able to create a radio spots or plugs that is meant for this audience and can deliver the message that we want clearly. Next up is that we need to make our radio spots or plug appealing. Use ascension getters like startling revelations, striking informations, stimulating questions, dramatic points. We can use lively voiceovers or present odd or curious facts. We can also even point out or give personality endorsements for our blogs or focus on human interest angles. So, for example, we can use like, did you know how you can harvest your rice 1 week earlier by direct seeding? Or did you know that eating brown rice can reduce your risk of diabetes? So these are samples of attention getters that we can use for our radio spots or plugs. Next up is keep it short and simple. KISS is not just for writing, it is also here for radio spots or plugs. So it's important that we steer clear of intricate storylines and avoid excessive dialogue. So remember, you have limited airtime, 30 to 60 seconds for radio spots or plugs. So you need to have your message ready and delivered clearly. Still, you need to keep it lively but snappy. Concentrate on a single powerful idea. For example, rather than lengthy discussions, opt for a striking statement. Sample: safeguard your family. Wash your hands every day. Lastly, remember to examine everything carefully. You might have inexplicably have unintended or hidden message. So you need to, while keeping it short and simple, keeping it that your message is clear and there's no way for your audience to have the unintended or hidden message there. Next, use strong endings. End with a call to action or thought-provoking action questions. For example, when you do your radio spots, end it with act now and secure your crops. Or with a question: will you make the healthy choice today? Additionally, you should also make the tagline distinct from the principal message here. And next is reiterate important phrases. Repetition strengthens memory retention. Commercial ads often repeat slogans as many as 6 times. So, for instance, the word here is better, right? Brown rice is better, better for your health, better for your family. So, those kinds of repetition, it just reinforces the word better and and do it for these radio spots or plugs. And lastly, you need to consider practical aspects. So, base the format on practical considerations. So, determine the most effective delivery format. Ask what are the logistical requirements that can be met. So, you need to consider, are we able to cover talent fees? Do we have the means for transportation for field coverages? Is the message appropriate for a 30-second time slot? At the end of it all, check the message. Has it served its purpose? Did it achieve its goals? So these are the practical aspects that you need to consider. We also have here more tips and reminders. So you need to remember to use conversational language to build rapport with your audience. And you need to also incorporate local culture and dialect for relatability, especially when the topics need it. And you need to ensure clarity of sounds and avoid background noise. It's important to remember that technical aspects also affect how your audience views you, whether it's professional or not for them. And of course, in conclusion, radio spots and plugs are small but mighty tools in development communication. By keeping messages clear, engaging, and culturally relevant, we can maximize their impact. Remember, in radio, every second counts, so you need to make it matter. Okay, thank you for listening for that one. I hope you learned many of the guidelines for producing radio spots and plugs.